I have a weekly podcast with Dutch Mantell called Storytime with Dutch Mantell, as you know. And
Dirty Dutch.
so I asked Dutch, we've actually spoken about you on the podcast as well, how he helped you. Was this like your first big storyline focuses entirely on you? Tell us the whole story. This is Florida.
Oh, definitely.
Is
Yes.
this 84?
Yes, it was.
There you go.
I was in Mid-Atlantic, Crockett Promotions. I was there for 2 years. And the old story of how I was Bret Hart. And fast forward, I was Barry Hart. It was given to me by Malenko. I got there. And back then, oh, you're Barry Hart. You're a babyface, but our heel manager's Gary Hart. There's confusion. So my first night in at the TV studio, I'm pretty sure it was Michael Hayes and Dory Funk Jr. We need to call you something else. Hey, we're going to call you Bret Hart. Now, in my mind, I don't know Bret Hart, but in my mind, I go, wow, that name is cool. I'm Bret Hart. And I'm going, and plus, I'm 22, 23. I don't care what you call me. I'm under contract with you guys for a couple of years. I'm doing my dream. I'm wrestling 6 nights a week and traveling with the best in the business every night. So okay. So I go into, so I'm finishing up there in the Carolinas. And, I said, God, if I could go back home, my family's there. That's where I'm from. And one thing led to another where I made a phone call to Jay Youngblood. He was there. I traveled with him, Mark, Steamboat, Rotundo back in the day. And also mostly a lot of times with Rufus R. Jones and Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant, and Sonny Fargo. And Tommy, referee.
Young?
I always forget his last name, and I don't mean
Tommy
to.
Young.
Tommy Young, thank you. Right. So I guess he buzzes Dutch, and I get to Florida TV, and I meet everybody, and now my name's changed again. Now I think it's Dutch was there, and I'm pretty sure Michael Hayes again. I'm not positive on that one. We're going to call you Jack Hart. Now I'm really excited because my hero is Jack Briscoe. So I'm Jack Hart. So it goes along, and all of a sudden they throw this idea at me, and it's Dutch. And he's the booker. I don't know if he's the lead booker. I think he is. And he tells me about everything. And I love it and everything. And so I got to cut a promo with Gordon Soley. And I go out there, and I think I'm against Pistol Pez Watley. And I know he's an amateur also. So I don't know what made me do it, but I just went. I said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But Pez, I think you're about 5'10". When I'm done with you, you're going to be taller than Blackjack Mulligan. The bottom line is, Pez Watley, I'm going to stretch you and stretch you good. I'm Jack the Stretcher Hart, or Stretcher Jack Hart. And it stuck. It was one of those things. I just went for it, a shoot term. And people still remember that. So it went on for over a year. And then all of a sudden I'm in a tournament. I think the Southern title was vacated. The Florida heavyweight title was vacated. And they had to do, they do a tournament. So I think the tournament, the Southern champ either was Rick Rude or Hercules got the belt. I walk into, normally it's the Fort Hesterly Armory every Tuesday. It was the Spartan Sports Center, the University of Tampa. I walk in there, things on the wall, the matches. Oh, you're with Coco Samoa, first or second match, and you're going over. I go, oh, wow, cool. And I love Coco. But now I'm working again. Maybe this time, maybe Hector Guerrero or Tiger Conway Jr. And I keep on looking. Main event, Jack Hart against Mike Graham. I'm overwhelmed, but I'm trying not to mark out for this. I'm trying to stay focused. And it was, and Percy Pringle's my manager. Okay. And I got a lot of heat there. And when heat meant something. And of course, I'm out there at the leather jacket, the rock and roll music, the loaded glove. And Mike talks to me and whatnot. But I'm in his hometown and he puts me over right in the middle. I mean, this is huge. I'm going back to the dressing room. I'm getting tobacco juice thrown in my face. I had to get into the shower to get the leaves off my contact lenses. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I couldn't leave that building for an hour because the finish was a screw finish. And just set that aside. Mike Graham is the ultimate babyface. His look, his knowledge of the business, his father, his legacy. But the man is the most patient babyface I've ever worked with in my entire career. Who would come next would be Tommy Wildfire Rich, Brad Armstrong, Scott Armstrong, Tim Horner, I know Tom Zink, Brian Pillman. Mm-hmm. And when I mean patient, no losing their temper, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. None of that. They shut it. They let the heel lead. And I got so much respect for these gentlemen and other people too. But I mean, and they kept that strap on me. I don't know, maybe close to a year, and I dropped it to Kendall Windham. But it was huge for me. It was just, I was at the Battle of Belts 1. I mean, and I'm sure the WWF, they're watching all the shows. I know they are. You know, it's not hard to do that. I'm sure somebody's paid to watch those shows and report back to the office. So I knew that was a feather in my cap too. But it was just an honor to be picked. And to this day, I may have differences with Dutch, but I don't forget that, and I respect people like that. You may, how does it go? You may forgive, but you never forget. Stuff like that. Mm. I mean, for me not to forgive you and never forget, you gotta really did something major to me. So, but I'll never forget that.
Do you? So originally, as far as Dutch says, is that he had booked you to lose every match, and then you'd be so disappointed. And right. Then was it Percy Pringle that you said, hey, I might be, you basically just said, I can definitely beat you. Is that how it went? Excuse me, is that how it went?
No, I think it was... Else?
Was it Kendall Windham?
No, I think it was, I was doing something, or I was walking back from my match with my head down, because I would listen to Dutch how to paint this picture verbally and physically. And it was Percy comes up to me and he goes, Jack, I can make you a winner. And he hands me his business card.
There you go.
So there it is.
Yeah.